Starter for you is this lovely carpaccio of aged grass-fed beef. So that's all sliced in there, all ready to go. We've got some beef dripping croutons here, beef dripping, absolutely lovely. They're going in the oven now, 1 to 2 minutes, just to warm up, give them that extra bit of crispiness. And then the garnishes, we've got house dressing just here, which is going to dress our lovely salad leaves, and we've got horseradish creme fraiche just on the side as well. So what you want to do, see how that is the presentation side, because you can see all the nice slices are facing up and they're all overlapped each other. Turn it the other way and then carefully just pull off that first piece of paper, and then all you need to do is invert it onto your plate. You can adjust it slightly if you need to, and then pull off the paper. Just going to lift that up. Make sure I give it a little clean on the plate before we go with all the garnishes. Then we're ready to go. So, we've got some lovely salad leaves here. Just take some of those into your bowl, and he's just going to get a little bit of that lovely dressing just on the top. So just pick a few of those down. Give you plenty as always, so you can save it for a nice lunch if you prefer not to use a whole lot. So that's all fine. Touch of seasoning. In we go, and then let's get a little bit of that house dressing, not too much, save the rest, and then so I'll just get in there with a spoon and your hands and just dress that leaf all nicely around, so then you can see the whole leaf is coated in the dressing. Then what we want to do, let's just start getting some of those nice pieces of leaf across our carpaccio. Place them so that you don't cover up all of the beef. You want to be able to see that. And of course some of those different colours, play with those as they go around. So almost there on that, and then we're going to go and get our lovely little croutons out the oven. So out they come. As I said, just 1 to 2 minutes. That's all that's needed in there. They're just sizzling away. Then let's cut our piping bag with the creme fraiche inside. Just a little bit of a nozzle. Then let's pipe some nice little mounds of creme fraiche. Of course, horseradish and beef. Stunning flavours. There we go. Then the croutons. I'm just gonna make sure they're all nicely in between. Remember, once you start getting the croutons on, you need to get to the table fairly quickly, because of course they are warm. So that's enough for me there. Finally, let's get a little bit more dressing. Just tiny little spots of that in between, that vinegariness really cutting through the beef, lovely. And then I'm just going to get a little bit of rapeseed, as I love that colour on the top. There you go. That's my beef carpaccio, lovely fresh starter. I've got a fillet of sea bass now for you. I haven't done sea bass for quite a time, but this week we could get some really stonking sea bass, lovely thick fillet in there. So what we've done, we've already coloured off the fillet for you. This is going to go into the oven together with these lovely new potatoes and baby artichokes. About 10 to 12 minutes you're looking at, just until you don't want the fish overcooked, of course. Just want the potatoes warm through and the artichokes as well as the fish. So let's get that into the oven now. There we go. Get that all cooking, and that just leaves me to tell you the garnishes. Lovely little sauce vierge here with some dried tomatoes, flowers, little nasturtium leaves in there. I'm going to dress that just as we come to serve it with a tomato water dressing. This is tomato juice from hung up tomatoes from a muslin cloth, rapeseed oil and shallots, and I've got a nice little chive creme fraiche that we're just going to spoon onto that sea bass as we serve it. Back in about 10 minutes to put our sea bass together. So let's get our sea bass out here. That's our sea bass, potatoes and artichoke on the way out. Nice cloth because they're nice and hot. There we go. Lovely piece of sea bass. That skin is just crispened up on there. Then let's get our serving plate. And away we go. First things first, a little bit of vierge dressing. Give it a good stir. And then let's just dress up tomatoes, tiny bit of seasoning just on there as well, like so. And let's start to build. So potatoes, I'm going to put a nice little area of them and the artichokes in on which to put my sea bass, like so. And then I'm going to have a few going around the outside of the dish as well. So there's lovely little baby globe artichokes on there, like so. Then let's get our sea bass fillet. Set that on the top. And then let's get our vierge. So tomatoes, Isle of Wight tomatoes, just nicely dried out in the oven slightly, just to intensify that flavour. There we go. So there, all around. Make it look really colourful. Play, of course, with those, with all the colours in there. Get those nasturtium leaves just balanced off. There we go. So almost ready. Just making sure I've got those colours all visible. And then let's get some more of that dressing, like so, just to finish off. As you can see, this is a seriously light dish. I'm going back for even a bit more dressing. Plenty of that around. A little clean up. And then let's get a spoon, dip in a bit of hot water, and get your little chives creme fraiche and just sit that on the top and let that melt all the way down. I'm sure you'd agree it has a beautiful steak of sea bass tomatoes. Up next we've got a lovely little Sablé biscuit with a natural yoghurt mousse just on the top. So really fine Sablé. Have that on your tray, then get your mousse straight out of the fridge, so obviously it will soften up quite quickly. Get that just onto your biscuit. Look at how delicate that is, absolutely beautiful. Let's get rid of the paper. So you can leave that just there. Then what you want to do, take your red fruits. I'm just going to kind of cut a few of them down to quarters, some halves. Raspberries I'm going to leave whole. Then get your lovely little jus de fraise. So this is a juice of strawberries, touch of icing sugar in there. Basically cook it very slowly over a pan of simmering water, and then we hang it up in a muslin cloth and you get this amazing little juice come out the bottom. So you've got that juice in there, touch of Sauternes in there, and then we've got lovely little cubes of Sauternes jelly on the top. So what we'll do, just dress that over nicely. Take your Sablé biscuit onto your plate, and then we'll start to build it. So drain them off slightly as you go, and then you just want to place them on nice and carefully. Again, play a little bit with how it looks as you go around, and you can get obviously lots of fruits on there, but you want them of course to all stay on. So plenty more raspberries to go. Keep building it up. And that stock of that Sauternes and strawberries of course makes them all lovely and shiny. So you see I'm being very delicate as we plate them. Have a little strawberry, I think we're all good. Then just empty your little cubes of Sauternes jelly, that lovely dessert wine. And then I'm just gonna let them sit in place just on the top, like so. They're almost little jewels on the top of your mousse. Try and sort of place them where they'll stay locked in, because obviously a little bit slippery. So I'm going to get as many as I can on that. Beautiful. And then finish off. Sharp knife, nice and dry. Put your mint leaves together. Just chop through the mint. Nice little rocking motion. And then a tiniest bit of mint, just for that fresh kick on the top as well. And strawberries, mint, sauternes, it's all going lovely together. And that is it. That's my summary dish of sablé biscuit on the bottom, natural yogurt mousse, lovely acidity, red fruits, sauternes jelly.